欢迎收看本期的守望咨询，我是阿侃。今天官方发布了新的短片，大概意思跟之前拉玛莎的短片接壤，就是归零者跑路，然后引入新英雄的故事线，围绕新英雄跟黑爪展开。我这样白嘴说，你可能很难理解。总之就是官方不推拉玛莎这条线了。现在的老马就像这个，
休养生息，备战待敌。
另外在原帖里还提到新赛季将于12月9日开启，那么赛季中旬就是这2天一了。狂鼠的神话皮预计马上登场，新英雄的试玩会在赛季末上线。其实到这儿也能看出来，官方为了推新英雄，直接让老马吃书了，不然就他那个刨冰的速度，世界早完蛋了。往后接着看吧，希望新英雄的故事别让我们失望，毕竟是我的对立面英雄。原片我放后面了，原帖没有翻译我用的机翻，大伙儿将就一下吧。那本期视频就这样，我是阿侃，我们下期再会。
As IJC Central Command is aware, Overwatch has supported missions to repel Null Sector forces in Paris, Busan, Rio, and several other fronts. These attacks targeted cities with a high population of Omnics, wherein millions were fitted with unidentified subjugation devices that seemingly rendered Omnics unresponsive. The majority of these subjugated Omnics were abducted by Null Sector throughout the invasion, but a small percentage were recovered by Overwatch and ally militaries. Efforts by former Overwatch agent Torbjorn Lindholm to understand the function of these devices and how to safely remove them are ongoing. 2 days ago, at 0620 hours local time, a strike team was dispatched to Buenos Aires to investigate reports of a new warfront opening. At 1235 hours, all remaining Null Sector units entered a state that Agent Brigitte Lindholm described as Sentinel configuration. Null Sector abruptly ceased all offensive maneuvers, formed a tight perimeter around their command ship, and began loading the remaining subjugated Omnics onto the ship. Further reports confirmed that all 37 global holding facilities for rescued subjugated Omnics were being breached and raided.
Does Overwatch have any theories as to why Null Sector's units would suddenly act this way?
The Sentinel configuration was designed to stop Overwatch forces from interfering with Null Sector's retreat. Null troopers were observed carrying subjugated civilian Omnics onto their command ships. Unfortunately, all attempts to breach these defenses proved beyond Overwatch's current capabilities.
Designed to stop Overwatch forces. You seem very confident in that conclusion. Do you have definitive proof?
Overwatch agents discovered that a signal was being broadcast to warbots across all active fronts. With the aid of Ifi Oladele, a newly recruited robotics specialist, this modified omnicode was recorded, transcribed, and translated. Miss Oladele's translation revealed a series of commands that altered Null Sector warbot programming, culminating in the abduction of subjugated Omnics, followed by a mass retreat. However, by the time we had enough information to respond, all units exited Sentinel configuration and began to retreat with the subjugated Omnics.
So you're saying Overwatch was not strong enough to stop Null Sector?
That's not my assessment. Null Sector's actions targeted and devastated populations across the globe. No organization could have anticipated and countered this retreat with 100% effectiveness. The invasion was a calculated maneuver, intended to exhaust our resources. Overwatch agents did their best in difficult circumstances, and it is thanks to their efforts that we have any intelligence to share today. I can't emphasize enough Ms. Oladele's contributions. Without her expertise, the Omnicode broadcast and its contents may have remained unknown to our agents and the world at large.
Noted. Did Overwatch attempt to pursue the command ships to their destination?
Overwatch dispatched all our available pilots in pursuit of command ships, but our pilots were intercepted by aerial warbots. Though our agents were ultimately successful in eliminating these units, we lost visual on the retreating ships.
Does Overwatch have any leads as to where they might have gone?
Not at this time. We believe Null Sector utilized cloaking devices which interfered with satellite surveillance systems. Our agents are currently attempting to recover this corrupted satellite data and determine where the command ships may have fled. It's unclear what Null Sector's intentions are or what this means for the invasion.
Thank you, Commander Chase. Do you have any further remarks before we conclude this briefing?
Though Null Sector caused no further damage or casualties to the occupied territories, they successfully absconded with 99.2% of all previously subjugated Omnics. In the wake of this attack, I want to take a moment to recognize what a tremendous loss this is for the global Omnic community. I would encourage the IJC and world governments to extend all available resources to support their Omnic citizens. To better prepare the world against further threats from Null Sector, Overwatch will share our complete findings with the IJC. Thank you.
Soldier, is Overwatch disbanding now that Null Sector has retreated?
Under the IJC's directive, Overwatch is currently on standby.
It was your testimony during the Petrus Act hearings that led to Overwatch being shut down. Yet you now sit in a role as acting commander. Will you order Overwatch to disband again if the IJC demands it?
The Overwatch agents who responded to the Null Sector invasion did so out of a desire to do what was right when they were needed. I stepped into this role for the same reason. When the IJC determines the world is safe, I won't be needed any longer. I'll heed the order knowing I've done my part. The story continues in Overwatch 2. See you there.